now I'm gonna go eat dinner and then I'm gonna play.
Cool. So Connor's not even gonna do this podcast with us. That's awesome. So Connor's gonna just go eat dinner and then play with his race wheel. He's gonna be here, but he's not gonna speak.
No,
The
no, I said
the
after
only
the
audio
fucking
that will come
pod.
out of him will just be commentary from his F1 and NASCAR games.
Is it
And
bad that I'm about to drop $390 on a race seat? My justification
I
is
don't
that I
know.
can mount my pedals.
Comment section. Tell Connor whether or not he should drop
Okay,
$390 on a
hear me
race.
out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
Just hear me
Go
out of
ahead.
this one.
Go ahead.
Not only can I mount my steering wheel, but I can also mount my pedals. Now my big gripe is that I have a carpeted floor. So anytime I hammer on the brake, sucker is like like the whole wheel thing teeters back like this, okay? Can't
Okay.
really get good leverage on that brake pedal, okay? If I get this racing set up, not only can I hard mount it, but I can also hard mount the wheel to it, so it doesn't do that. And also it means that I can get the stuff off my floor. I don't have to keep it under my desk at all times. And the one I'm looking at is also on. It has wheels that you could pop down to move it around, and it folds up really nicely. So I can
Okay.
just put it somewhere and say "fuck off," and then it won't be in my way.
Gotcha. Well, I mean,
This is my justification.
if you're gonna use it, then go for it.
NASCAR Heat 5 and F1 2020 came out. Well, it didn't come out today. I have access to both of them today. Apparently, didn't know about
Connor's
this.
a gamer.
I am a gamer. I pre-ordered both of them. The same time, both the most expensive versions of both games that they offer on Steam.
So you're cheating on Destiny during Triumph Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Well, because unlike Destiny, I have more skill than you on these games. But that's simply because you don't play these games. So.
I think that we should do some hot lap times and put it up for the booth.
Okay.
While I'm there, because I'm genuinely curious how I would.
That'll go up on our project, our other thing.
Yeah, our other thing. Yeah.
Our other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have the other thing
Big thing
accessible to the audience.
I went to the eye doctor today.
Uh-huh.
That was a very interesting time.
How's your vision?
Fine. Didn't really change much from last time I went to the doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
Or to the eye doctor.
Okay.
My prescription's still weak as shit, so that's a good thing. I got new glasses. Got some Oakleys actually.
Nice.
Yeah, they're titanium reinforced. Suckers weigh nothing and are strong as shit.
There you go.
So we're looking forward to that one. We're gonna have to go pick those up when you're here, by the way.
Okay.
And I'll be also trialing 2 new types of contact lenses to get.
Great. So Connor's gonna go blind while I'm in Austin, and I'm gonna get to drive his Charger. It'll be great.
I'll be driving the boat. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, you'll be driving the boat, and you're like, what do I do with this? Yeah, it'll be great. No. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna pop in the experimental contacts. Surprise, they might explode. That's their one downfall.
They're not experiment. They're trial runs. They're just
so they're
experimental.
So they're experimental contact lenses. And here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go fishing that morning, and you're gonna see the sun reflect off the water and immediately go blind.
I wear polarized sunglasses when I fish.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's gonna penetrate through that. It's gonna say fuck the polarization, and it's gonna you're blind.
Oh, also on the glasses, you want to know? I got the bougie lenses. Okay.
Of course you did.
They're scratch resistant. Hell yeah. They have the blue light thing already built into them. Hell yeah. And they're polarized. Hell yeah. They're not tinted at all, but they just they cut the glare. Yeah.
Those sound nice.
Because I don't know if you know this, but like if you just put a polarizer on a camera lens, it's a clear filter that just cuts some of the light frames, or some of the light rays from prevent it from bouncing off. I use a variable ND filter, which is a polarizer and a darkener, so it's more like sunglasses for your camera. Okay. So think of these glass lenses as just a normal polarizer, also with the blue light filter.
Okay.
So.
I see.
Thank God for insurance, by the way.
Oh yeah, insurance is a lifesaver, literally.
So also, speaking on the topic of bad financial decisions made by this guy who is legally an adult, mentally not even close.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that I can put temporary. They're not. I mean, the way I'm putting this. Okay, I can put a kayak mount on my charger.
Yes, you can.
And I don't have to drill any holes into the roof. They make these ones that they're not 3M, but they strap through the cabin of the car, and you just close the door, and you hope it's tight enough.
Okay. So
they have some. There's some rubber feet on it, so it like kind of sticks to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
But
so speaking of kayak mounts for cars, I got a call Monday from Braden, who also lives in Austin. Apparently, he bought a kayak for like $100 from like a government auction, and it's sitting in Beaumont. And he's been begging me to go pick it up. And he's like, I will put a roof rack on your car to go pick it up.
Well, you're coming to Austin, wouldn't it? And you have to go through Beaumont to get here.
Correct. I'll have to go through there anyway. But he was like, yeah, like we'll put a roof rack on. But I can't find a Honda Civic roof rack that doesn't require me to drill into the roof.
$60 on Amazon. Fits all cars. That's the one I just told you about.
I don't know.
It has really good ratings. That is really good ratings.
I don't know about that. I couldn't find one.
Worst case scenario, if it falls off your car, it's not really your problem. So.
Yeah, but it is.
Fair enough. Anyways, I'm also getting a kayak. A fishing kayak. The only problem is that Dick's.
So we have a race seat? Wait. Let's go through your shopping list. So we have a race seat. Yes. Are you getting different pedals or steering wheel, or are you sticking with those?
No. I have.
Okay, so just a race seat. Then we're also getting a roof rack for your car.
Oh. Add the
and
stick
a kayak.
For the set.
Oh, and a stick shift.
For this shit.
But you can't drive stick shift in real life. Manual.
Well, but I'm going to be training on NASCARs.
Connor, can you please go do that one day?
Train on a NASCAR? Or
no. Train on my car.
Yes, we're going to go to the Circuit of the Americas parking lot to do so because it is a wide open flat surface.
Is it really that flat? I don't remember it being that flat.
I mean, it's flatter than the rest of the city.
I'm sure you can find one closer.
I guess. There's also a Dillard's parking lot that's pretty yoked. But
we're going to do that while I'm there.
I told you my mom's banned from Dillard's, right?
What?
Okay, she's not banned from Dillard's. She can't shop online at Dillard's.
What? You did not tell me about this.
I think this is what happened. And I might get yelled at by my dad if it's wrong. But anyways, what I think
Did your dad listen to this podcast? Dude,
occasionally.
Could we have your dad on the podcast?
We could, yeah.
That would be a good episode.
Anyways, mom getting banned from Dillard's.
Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
So,
Dillard's website anyway.
Think happened.
It would be way funnier if she did get banned from like actually walking.
Oh, the actual store. And I part of me thought that they were actually going to not let her buy stuff from Dillard's at all. But so I don't quite remember why she had to cancel. Oh, here it is. Her credit card got hacked.
Okay.
A purchase was made from Dillard's.
Okay.
Billing address is going to stay the same, obviously. Shipping address is going to be the only thing that changes. She then does a chargeback on that purchase whenever she regains access of her credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the chargeback, Dillard's will no longer allow her to purchase items with the billing address of the current house we live in.
Wow.
Because it lost them money because of the chargeback. Because the way a chargeback happens is that you send the money to the company sends you the item, okay? When you charge it back saying I didn't order this, right? They have to
lose
give you back
the item
money,
and they give the money back. Yeah.
and they have to pay a legal fee on top of that because it's kind of like a lawsuit. It's a mini lawsuit-esque type thing. So they also have to pay some legal fees and taxes. Yes. That's why it's such a big deal with streamers and whatnot.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she was ordering literally $1,000 worth of swimsuits for herself and my sisters online, and it would just not go through. She tried every single card we have, debit, credit. She even asked me if I would be willing to just have money in my account and then order it for her if that worked. But then she ended up calling customer service, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, your account's been banned because of the chargeback." And she was like, "Well, my credit card was hacked." They're like, "Well, too bad. That's our policy. Any chargebacks you can no longer purchase on the Dillard's website." And she can't, and Dillard's is not one of the stores that you can have items shipped to Dillard's and pick it up. You have to either buy it in the store or get it shipped to your house.
Interesting.
So then this caused a whole debacle with my sister because she only wanted the swimsuits that she found at Dillard's because they were the grown-up swimsuits, and all hers were too kiddie. Realistically, they were just hand-me-downs from Ellie. This was Avery you're talking about.
Yes.
And she didn't want to be wearing hand-me-downs from her sister, even though, whatever. Also, when you get here, please do a height comparison with Ellie and or Luke, because I'm pretty sure they're almost as tall as you.
I'm sure they are.
I'm sure Ellie wears a size 10 in shoes.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, she's killing the game. But I digress. That's how my mother got banned from Dillard's.
I'm sorry. It'd be way funnier if she was straight up banned from the store. Like they immediately call security. Oh God.
So what we had talked about it, and she was like, "If you had moved, I would have just had you buy stuff from your apartment and then ship it to our house, because they don't care about shipping address; they just care about billing address."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Connor, got another Dillard's order for you.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
But I can see now why they're going bankrupt. They're fucking assholes.
Yeah. Well, I think any like big department store like that's gonna be going bankrupt. Like you can find everything online.
I mean, but it's kind of unfortunate because I enjoy just bullshitting and walking around Dillard's.
Why?
Like I don't know why I just get enjoyment out of that
more than anything.
Because I like I don't know, I just enjoy going look through like the polo section, the Tommy Bahama section, looking how I'm gonna be dressing when I'm like
hate that more than
50 and I've been enlightened or whatever. It's a good time.
Do you genuinely think that you're gonna dress like significantly different after you've been enlightened?
I mean, I'm gonna be wearing those flowy, like really thin khaki Tommy Bahama pants, a pair of flip flops, and a button down Tommy Bahama shirt that's two sizes too big.
Aren't real shoes, Connor.
I'm most likely gonna only be wearing flip flops the entire time you're here. What?
Connor, you cannot drive. You cannot drive the cars that you want to drive in flip flops. Do you understand me?
I'm aware of this, but I can handle my charger and flip-flops just fine. Thank you very much.
You can't drive a stick shift with flip-flops. You can't do it.
Fair.
You can't do it. You can go barefoot.
Well, good thing we're going to be... Yeah, I was going to say, just kick off the one flip and we'll be good. But... Because braking and gas with the right foot's fine with flip-flops on.
Yeah.
So actually, why can't you drive manual with the flip-flop?
Because like your foot. Okay, here's the pedal, right?
Oh, because
your
foot
have to go goes in.
Deep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but only like the ball of your foot is pressing on that pedal.
That's fair.
Not your whole foot's pressing on that pedal.
I have a clutch right here. Oh yeah, you got a point there. I'm playing with my clutch.
I've done it, but it's really not comfortable.
So fishing. On the boat, I'll have flip-flops. I will change shoes when we go fishing at McKinney Falls State Park. But flip-flops then on the boat.
Stick with tennis shoes, man. Stick with tennis shoes the whole way.
I mean, I usually a Van guy, but then my feet get sweaty. They just get hot. And I got these really nice flip-flops when I was at the beach. They got memory foam cushion.
What kind of Vans are you buying?
Just the regular ones, man. Socks make my feet sweaty. Yeah. I gotta get new ones though.
I need to get
actually Lauren, the guy who locked himself out the company truck that I had to drive an hour to North Austin for. Well, first off, he owes me a beer. Second off, his words, not mine. He said, "Oh, you a beer in 3 years?" Well, then again, by that point, if we continue to know each other, I'll probably owe you a 6-pack by that point. So, looking forward to that one. But his son works at the van store in the Barton Creek Mall, and that's his shoe hookup. So his son, his name is Avery. Guess what the fuck he just bought?
What?
1982 Toyota Celica Supra.
Ooh. That's a sexy car.
With all the original badges.
That's very impressive that he even found that.
No rust.
Let alone purchased it.
Yeah.
God dang. Okay.
He showed me pictures the other day.
That's nice.
It is so nice. He said it runs, but you can only drive it for 20 minutes without it overheating. As of right now, given it's 100 degrees every single day right now. But then the inside's complete dog shit. But essentially, he laid out his plan for me. He said he's started working on the engine. He's gonna get the engine running mint. Then he's gonna fix up the outside. The hood has some sun damage to the paint. But other than that, it looks fine. So he's just gonna get it repainted to the original colors. Pop-up headlights work on it. AC works on it by some miracle. I know.
It's Toyota.
They really don't make cars.
It's Toyota.
They really don't make cars like they used to.
No. That's
and then
really impressive.
Once the exterior's to his liking, he's then gonna do he's gonna gut the interior and just put 2 bucket seats in it and then fix up the dash. So
there you go.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
I want to know what Vans is paying, because this dude has an apartment in Barton Creek, or in Barton Springs area.
Go check out what Vans is paying.
Jesus. And he bought a Celica Supra.
There you go.
And I think that's his only. No, that's his second car. He has a commuter for going to work and stuff.
Yeah, if you can only drive it for 20 minutes.
You get stuck in 5 o'clock traffic.
Honestly, dude, you'd have to kill it in. You'd have to kill it in traffic.
You're doing NASCAR fuel saving tactics.
Yeah,
dude, it's so. I don't know how many NASCAR races you've watched, but anytime they're under yellow flag, and they're going down the straight, they'll get up to like however fast they need to go to coast down the straight, and they will literally. You'll see if you cut to an interior shot, they'll press the button and you'll just hear. And then silence. They'll get into the corner. Go around the corner. Back down the straight. Silence. Coasting. And that's how they save fuel in NASCAR.
That's good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And sometimes if it's like really desperate, they'll actually cut the engine on the turn during racing. So like if it's like a shorter racetrack where the bank turns are a little bit sharper, and they have to lift, they'll turn the engine off for a split second, then turn it back on when they need to get back on the gas.
Jesus, I did not know that.
Imagine your starter goes out.
I did not know that.
F1 cars can't do that because they don't have starters on the car. The only reason why an F1 car can restart its engine is if the engine conks out. They can use the hybrid system to spin the cylinders to get it restarting.
Okay.
So it acts like a starter, but it's not a true starter. And if you do it for too much, then your battery's gonna wear out faster.
Gotcha.
So it's only there for emergencies.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. The more you know. Also, good sir, are you prepared on Sunday to wake up at 7:30 in the morning?
No.
Well, you're going to.
I'm going to, but I'm not prepared for it.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is going to be a repeat of last weekend's race, meaning that same racetrack. So it's probably going to be a boring one because they already had the experience from last week, and so. But
you're sure they're not running it backwards?
I'm sure.
God damn it! It would be so.
They're not even running great
though.
They're not even running Silverstone backwards. They had talked about it, but They never got it finalized.
That's a bummer.
Unfortunately.
That would have been so much fun, though.
It would have been.
To watch it go backwards. Missed opportunity.
The cars go backwards, too?
Yeah, everybody's in reverse. Everybody's in reverse. Actually, they just play the same race, but they start it from the podium, and they just roll it in reverse. Nobody actually drives that day.
Lando Norris chugging a bottle of champagne.
Actually, he just vomits it back out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everything's just in reverse. Same exact footage that we got, just in reverse.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to start at the podium. Everybody goes crazy there. And then
Did you watch the replay of that race, by the way?
I did not.
You need to.
I really
Yeah, you do. Oh, best race I've ever watched. By far best race.
Really?
Yes. And what beats it out from all the races last year is that it was... Okay. Hockenheim last year has a good candidate to be up there. But the reason why it's not my number one that I've ever watched, and I've been watching since 2016, why it's not my number one since that I've watched of all the seasons I've watched, is because it had the rain. The rain was the only reason why that race was so interesting. Austria, bright, sunny. Austria last weekend was bright and sunny, so it was purely just a great race. The beginning was a little bit dull. The middle was phenomenal. The ending, fuck. And let me just say, I have no fucking idea what I'm going to do. I don't even know what I'm going to do as a Ferrari fan, okay?
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen the results of the race, at least the first three. Yes.
Yes.
Charles did not, that Ferrari did not deserve to be there. The only reason why it was there is because of Charles Leclerc. I don't fucking know it. Ferrari's the 5th fastest team. Like, actually, the 5th fastest team.
Yeah.
McLaren and Racing Point are faster than Ferrari. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Mercedes engines.
Really?
If you look at, okay, let me put it to you this way. They're called, this year's cars called the Tracing Point by F1 meme lords. Do you want to know why? If you take a side-by-side comparison of the Mercedes from last year and the Racing Point from this year, carbon copy, just pink. That's why the fuck it's so fast. That car won the World Championship last year. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Fuck it. If you can, why not?
So they're buying Mercedes engines and Mercedes gearboxes from Mercedes themselves, okay? And then they just have really good aerodynamicists and engineers that can look at a picture of a race car and build the exact carbon copy, which is a lot harder than it sounds, by the way, to actually work, okay? So essentially, they just have the aerodynamics of the Mercedes last year, the Mercedes engine and gearbox of this year, and then they just kind of said, fuck it, aerodynamics and engine is all that matters. We don't care that we're probably a little bit heavier than we need to be, but we're probably fast enough. And then with Aston Martin coming in 2021, it's good to be a Racing Point fan. Really good time to be a Racing Point fan.
I mean, hey.
Really good time to be a McLaren fan. Really bad fucking time to be a Ferrari fan.
Hey, man. What did I tell you like 2 years ago? I was like, McLaren's going to get on top.
I mean, I knew it. I knew it was going to happen eventually. I
told you like 2 years ago. I was like, McLaren's gonna get up there, and they're gonna sneak it. They're gonna sneak up there, and they're just
gonna sneak a quickie in on Facebook.
Yeah, they really did.
Did you see the Instagram post I sent you today?
No.
About potential big F1 news for 2021.
Let me find it. Alonso sets to return to F1 with Renault in 2021, according to multiple sources.
Yes.
Really? Like,
this
is legit?
Won both. Yeah, all like legit motor. Like, after I sent that to you, legit motorsport media companies are posting that.
Wow.
Renault hasn't made a statement about it yet, nor has Alonso. But in my mind, when legit media sources say it, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to happen. If this does turn out to be true, Renault's the team that he won both of his world titles with. this would also mean that there's no longer a seat on the F1 grid for Vettel.
Okay.
So, and we learned the news this week that Ferrari, the reason why Vettel didn't sign a contract with Ferrari is because Ferrari didn't give him a contract to sign. There was no negotiations happening. This wasn't a Vettel decision. This was a Ferrari decision.
No offer at all.
No offer at all. They wanted him out. Gone. See ya. Deuces.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's big.
Get the fuck out of here. That's big.
Okay, then.
And after his performance this last weekend, I would not be surprised if he just gets booted out the seat and they put their reserve driver in there to finish out the season. Because
you really think they do that?
He finished 10th, Matthew, after spinning. And there was only 11 finishers, and the 11th was a Williams.
That's true.
And if you look at onboard shots between him and Leclerc, at least Leclerc can run that car smoothly. Homie's over here like, fuck. I think it's a morale thing. Because imagine being Ferrari's poster boy for the past 5 years, and then little old Chuck Leclerc, as people like to call him, pops up in F1, ends up doing absolutely amazing in the Alfa Romeo, and then Ferrari's like, Kimmy, get the fuck out of town.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of town. And then Chuck Leclerc comes up, beep, 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 almost wins his second race in a Ferrari.
Yeah, that's true.
The only reason why he doesn't is because a spark plug said, goodbye.
Yeah, he really got screwed on that. Just bad luck.
And then the team that you were the poster boy for, who said you were going to be the number one driver last year, halfway through the season makes Charles Leclerc the number one driver. You win one race, he wins 3. And now going into the second season, you're not even given a contract and you're replaced by another young driver.
Yeah.
That's got to do something to a man.
Yeah, I still don't think that they're going to... I still don't think that they're going to pull the reserve driver, though.
How would you feel if right now your welding job, they replaced you with a guy, an 18-year-old that just finished his certification? Like, that would be essentially how it would feel.
Yeah, I mean, it would suck, but, you know.
But, okay, imagine you worked there for 5 years and then you got replaced by an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Except this is a multi-billion-dollar company. He was making multi-million-dollars a year.
Yeah.
And there's only 20 available seats every year. So it's very finite. And as of right now, if Alonso is signed, there's no place. He's got nothing.
All very true. Man.
Who is Ferrari's reserve driver, by the way?
I have no idea.
I'm going to Google this real quick.
So,
Ferrari.
Do you have any more about F1? Or can we change topics?
We can change topics once yeah, go for it. What do you got?
So, I've been watching Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix.
Oh, no. Okay.
Absolutely insane and made my skin crawl. Like, some of the freakiest stuff I've seen.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
First episode, normal dude. He was like a water polo player in college. He's like got a wife and like been married for a few years. He ends up moving to Baltimore for a college friend's company. He like gets hired on there. Everything's good. It's like some sort of like financial job. Anyway, gets hired on there. Everything's good. They agreed to like move there for 2 years and like see it out after that. Like see how it's going after that. They move there. I don't remember how long they were there for, but he disappears for 18 days. Okay? Completely. The night that he disappeared, there was a babysitter there. And the babysitter had said, like, he got a phone call from upstairs and, like, ran out the house. No explanation. 18 days later, a security guard working at the Belvedere Hotel finds a body who they later confirm is him. And
can't trust the Belvedere Hotel.
Okay. So the crazy part about it is you have the Belvedere over here and you have a parking tower right next to it. In between is a little extension that they did off of the Belvedere, which is like, I guess, like conference area, like rentable space, I guess. Like people did like weddings and stuff in there, a reception area, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, they go and somebody, and the only reason that they had found out about it was because some civilian was up on the parking tower and noticed a hole in the ceiling of this little extension that they had put in between the parking tower and the Belvedere. So then he goes and tells the people at the Belvedere, and it's not a very big hole. Okay?
That's what she said.
It's not a very big hole. He goes and tells security at the Belvedere. Security guard walks in and sees a body and looks up, and there's a hole. Again, not that big. And this is like a big dude. Like, he was like 6'5", like 250.
So the mysteries are stacking up. How the fuck did he die? What the fuck did he leave? And how the fuck did body get there?
Exactly. So, where the Belvedere was and the architecture of the building, there's no way that he could have gotten to that hole from jumping off the Belvedere.
Okay.
And the parking tower was not high enough for him to have the velocity to actually penetrate that roof.
Okay.
Once they did the autopsy on the body, the dude's shins were broken, which would not have happened because he clearly went in head first.
Okay.
According to the autopsy, the fractures and whatnot that he had in his skull, it was pretty clear that he went in head first. But his shins were broken. That wouldn't have happened.
So already you have a murder.
Yes. So they go and they do a walk around. Cell phone, just fine. Glasses, not a scratch on them. Keys, not a scratch on them.
Okay.
But they're all placed on the roof that he went through.
Here's my thought. Can I just give what I'm thinking right now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Hear me out on this one. This is DB Cooper. Okay?
Now, the fun thing about this show is that none of these things are explained.
Okay.
Okay? They never come down to a solution of what happened.
Well, yeah, it's like one of my favorite YouTube series, Mystery Unsolved.
I haven't seen that, but I'm sure it's pretty similar. So, but the cool
thing, if you can get past the fact that it's a BuzzFeed run show, it's not that it's BuzzFeed doing it. It's two guys that are employed by BuzzFeed to do it. So they are the ones, they both do the research, or one guy does the research, the other guy is just kind of there, and he bounces the story off of it. So the way it works, they have two different versions of it. It's unsolved true crime and unsolved supernatural.
Okay.
True crime, they sit in a room, and Ryan is the guy that does the research, and he reads out the crime and this series of events on a timeline. And then Shane is the other guy, and he bounces it off Shane. Okay, he's telling it to Shane. Shane's bouncing it off, and it's like a conversation.
Okay.
Supernatural, they go to quote unquote haunted places, and they do essentially a ghost hunt.
Okay.
Ryan is a believer in the supernatural. Shane is not. So it's a cool back and forth between the two. Because you have one guy that's like, this is all bullshit, and the other guy that's like, no, this is all real. I felt it, or whatever. So both of them are really good. They're both really good. But what I'm saying is that in my mind, what happened to that dude? And by the way, every single time they do it, there's no like definitive answer of what happened. It's always like, and this they give like a few different options of like possible, like different theories of what happened. famous theories and then what they come up with. But it's never really solved.
Okay.
But my theory about what you just told me is that this is DB Cooper 2.0. Okay.
Okay.
He just forgot to have his parachute on.
You think? But
And
what
then, like,
dude? But listen, what dude? Also, how the fuck did he break his shins?
Okay, so this is actually what I think happened. Okay.
How the fuck did he break his shins?
I think he owed money to a bookie.
Well, okay. There's one other helpful piece to this, which I say there's no like definitive answer, but I feel like it's pretty clear after they had said this. The FBI was trying to get in contact with the friend who'd hired him.
Okay.
Now, 24 hours after the body's found in the Belvedere, that dude, I think owner of the company, puts a gag order on everyone employed in the company. And he specifically will not
like an NDA, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, like you're not allowed to talk to anyone
NDA.
government associated.
NDA, non-disclosure,
non-disclosure agreement. Anyway, so they're all under this gag order, and
I'll put you under a gag order.
Anyway, but the feds were like pissed off about it, and he kept extending it. Well, every time you extend a NDA, it gets more and more expensive.
So he's covering something up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, speaking of covering something up, did you saw Epstein's bitch got arrested?
Wait, what?
The girlfriend got arrested like last weekend.
What was her name?
The black-haired chick, the short one. I don't fucking remember her name.
What was her name though?
Big conspiracy theory show. Big conspiracy theory show. Just as a side note.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, her. She got arrested. So one of two things is going to happen. She's going to commit suicide, quote unquote, or actually get tried in court.
Maybe. When did she get arrested?
Like last weekend, I think. 2 weekends ago, maybe.
Ghislaine Maxwell arrest puts new focus on her celebrity friends. What should we read? Should we read Vanity Fair, Fox News, page 6?
Who do you trust more?
Or NPR, The Guardian, Fox News, New York
NPR
Post.
tends to be better because they're like, I don't know why NPR tends to be better, but they are.
The FBI has arrested British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell on multiple charges related to the serial sexual abuse of girls and young women by the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell was among Epstein's closest associates and helped him exploit girls who were as young as 14 years old. Audrey Strauss, acting U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York, said at news conference Thursday, Maxwell faces charges that include transporting a minor for the purpose of criminal sexual activities and conspiring to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts, according to a six-count grand jury indictment that was unsealed earlier in the day. Maxwell, 58, she's 58, was arrested early Thursday in Bradford, New Hampshire. She's expected to appear in U.S. District Court in New Hampshire.
Fucking Hampshire.
On
Why
Thursday
the fuck was
afternoon.
she in New Hampshire?
The federal charges against her are largely aligned with the allegations by Epstein's victims, who have accused Maxwell of helping the disgraced financier run a sex trafficking ring that victimized teenage girls. Maxwell has previously denied all allegations linking her to Epstein exploitation of girls and young women, including denials she made during sworn testimony for depositions in 2016. The indictment accuses Maxwell of committing perjury in these depositions. Jesus Christ. In New Hampshire.
Why the fuck was she not out of the country?
Hang on. She was taken into custody nearly a year after Epstein was arrested and charged with sex trafficking minors and paying victims to recruit other underage girls. Roughly a month after his arrest, Epstein died after being found unresponsive in his jail cell in Manhattan. His death was ruled a suicide.
Well, that's why they said ruled a suicide.
Come on.
Because
Come on.
That's why they didn't get that. If it was actually a suicide, they would have let off with committed
dude.
Suicide.
He paid that jacked up dude that was in there with him to fucking kill him. Thoroughly convinced.
Or he was killed by Trump.
No, I really don't think Trump killed him.
I mean, they were a lot closer than you think.
Yeah,
they were a lot closer than Trump says that they were.
Yes, but I really don't think he killed him.
Trump had multiple accusations of fiddling with the underage girls that were all handled and settled out of court.
Yes.
I'm
not saying he's innocent.
It would not be the most surprising thing to happen in 2020.
I'm not saying he's innocent, but I am going to say that he was smart enough to get out of it when he did.
And let's just be real here. His penis is too small for overage girls anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen his dick?
No, I haven't. I don't want to.
I have. It's pretty entertaining.
I
didn't see it by choice. And neither will you, actually.
Are we going to meet Trump?
He pays me $200 if we massage him. Is that too soon?
Oh, God. No, we can't. Jesus Christ, we can't.
CIA, please don't kill me. I like my life. Did the CIA hack your computer? Is that what you're looking at?
No.
What? What are you so intently staring at?
I'm just reading through this.
Oh, okay. Look at that focus. Look at the quivering of the lips. Oh, he scratches his nose. Look at the brows, the arch of the brows, the arc of the brows, if you will. It looks like a clean 3-point shot. NBA back July 30th. Pelicans versus who are the Pelicans playing again? Milwaukee.
God damn it. Oh man.
I can get that answer for you, by the way.
U.S. versus Ghislaine Maxwell indictment. You can read the whole report right here.
Please don't.
You don't want me to read the whole thing?
Not really. It's a long-ass thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's super fucking long.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's page 9.
Oh, the Jazz. July 30th, Pelicans play the Jazz.
There's fucking 17 pages of this.
New Orleans is supposed to win by 2, and Zion Williamson is the fucking Terminator and will dunk from the from the 3-point line and teabag LeBron James after he does so. Anyways,
it has the whole interview with Maxwell right here.
Zion posted a picture of himself working out in the Pelicans facility, and he had a sleeveless hoodie on that had the Pelicans logo and says "won't bow down," as meaning won't bow down to King James. So if Zion's nuts are not in LeBron James's mouth at least once during this whole quarantine Disney World tournament, I will be disappointed, and I will want my
quarantine
money back.
Disney World tournament.
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No, what?
Yeah, 22 NBA teams are going down to Orlando. The top seeded teams are in the Riviera. The middle seeded teams are in the Contemporary Resort, and the bottom seeded teams are in the Yacht Club. With all 3 resorts,
where's the Polynesian at
Disney
though?
World, that no one's at the Polynesian.
God damn it!
And they are minimum. They are going to do a kind of like end of like an 8-game play into the playoff system, and then a playoff tournament, all happening in Orlando. They're going to be quarantined in their hotels. They can play ping pong, but 1-on-1 only. Masks must be worn. at most times that social distance or at all times social distancing can't be followed. There's a whole like 113 page of what they can and can't do, which is interesting because MLS, who's starting tomorrow, July 8th.
Can they even read through that whole thing?
They get a bullet point. Legally, it's 113 pages, but they got bullet points. Trust me.
Here's a 1-page 12 bullet point.
The MLS players who have been down there for 2 weeks and they start July 7th or July 8th, they can only leave their rooms for practice and games, and then after that, and workouts, and then after that they have to come back to the room. All 3 meals are fed at the hotel. Soccer players have been posting pictures of their meals. It looks like some Firefest shit. They are also quarantined at Disney World though, and they're also doing the same kind of situation.
Firefest shit.
It does.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
So the MLS kind of shit the bed there, and the NBA got their shit done. So, by the way, I've been to the Riviera before. Nice fucking place.
I'm sure.
We had brunch there when we were in Disney World, literally right before COVID kicked its fucking Corona kicked the fuck off. And fantastic hotel, gorgeous. You can see why LeBron Braun is up there.
Can we please go to Disney World or Disneyland at some point?
We're going to Disney World.
No. We should just have like a bro getaway.
My mom will plan the whole thing because that's literally I'm pretty sure she loves planning Disney trips just as much as going on the actual trips. So she will plan it for us and we just go on it. That is an actual thing that'll happen. We have to wait for them to, because Disney World also unveiled how they're reopening, and you have to wear a mask at all times. And it's also 98 degrees down there, but also with 98% humidity. And I'm not about that life, so we're gonna wait until that reopens before we do this thing. And they only have Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom open. Or sorry, and Magic Kingdom, they only have 2 parks open. I can't remember which 2 parks.
But I want to go to Epcot and get fat as shit.
I know.
I want to go gain like 60 pounds in Epcot in one day.
Once this whole bullshittery's over and Disney World's back to normal, then yes, we'll do this. My mom will plan it. We'll go on it. We'll eat our weight in food from multiple different countries.
Absolutely. Or, you know what we could do?
What could we do?
We could wait until I turn 21.
I was about to say that. I was literally about to say that.
We could wait and do that.
I mean, we probably have to because Disney World, not the cheapest thing in the world here. Just saying.
No, it's not. But we don't got to stay at a nice place. We stay at like the shitty hotel.
We're staying at a Disney property. That's happening.
No, we'll stay at a Disney property. We'll stay at a Disney property, but we can stay at like the cheapest one. Like we could stay at the one where there's like Lion King and shit like on the wall.
Or I was gonna say the New Orleans place. Believe it or not, that's pretty.
Is that really
pretty cheap? Yeah, that's why we've been staying there. The reason why it's cheap is that there's only one transportation method. Technically, 2 transportation methods: the boat and the bus.
The one that we stayed at was only bus.
They have a boat at Riverside, because I've stayed at Port Orleans and Riverside. Last year was Port of Orleans. This last year was Riverside.
I don't know.
Or French Quarter Riverside.
I don't know which one we stayed at. It's all like Mary Poppins-esque, but it's similar to New Orleans, like the way it's laid out.
That's probably one of the Caribbean ones. Maybe. Well, actually, how long ago did you stay there? Because now it's all Princess and the Frog. Because that's their Louisiana movie. Huh?
3 years ago?
Princess and the Frog would have been out by then.
Yeah. No, I remember like driving by the resort that you're talking about, but this was like a totally different one.
Okay.
I love how it has Disney World, and then right under that it has whatchamacallit, Universal. What was it called?
But anyways, also they right now with Disney reopening, they only have
Coronado Springs.
Sorry.
Coronado Springs is what it's called.
Okay. They only have the resorts that are open that have multiple modes of transportation. Oh, you haven't been on the gondolas yet.
Mm-mm.
The gondolas are some cool shit. The gondolas go from the Riviera to one of the Caribbean resorts to Epcot.
Gotcha.
Not to Epcot, to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Hollywood Studios.
I need to go see Star Wars Land.
It's fucking incredible.
I need to see Galaxy's Edge. Like,
I'll build another lightsaber with you. Trust me. I will build another lightsaber with you. Now, I also can say that if we do this trip, you most likely will not be able to ride Rise of the Resistance, which is the best fucking ride I've ever been on of all time.
I'm not going unless everything's open.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because the way that it works is that there's no fast passes for it. There's no line for it. So the way it works is that you show up to the park, okay? And once you're in the park, you go onto the Disney Parks app and you request a boarding pass, like it's an airplane. And then you're put into a boarding group, and there's only a finite amount of them, and you're not guaranteed to get one. So people show up at the parks at 4 a.m. to be the first ones into the park.
It'll be fine. I'll walk up, I'll tell them I have cancer, and then they'll let me in.
Well, the only reason why I was able to do it was because there was an older couple there that worked for Disney, and I was in the cantina. Yes, that cantina. That cantina. And we were standing at one of the tables because it's mostly standing room. There's a few booths, but booths. But we were at one of the standing tables, and my siblings were complaining and whatever. I was there. It was a graduation present of mine, so I had my graduation pin on my shoulder, and they saw that, and they came up to me and they said, "Happy graduation," and they gave us 6 fast passes for a ride that you cannot get fast passes for unless you work for Disney. So that's the reason we got to ride it. Now they might change this by the time we go. They might allow, because they do have a fast pass line.
Look,
so they might open up fast passes.
I'll walk through, give them a sob story about how I have testicular cancer, and they're gonna let me on.
You do have big balls, so I can back that up. Also, I will build a lightsaber with you again because that was the coolest experience of all time. But yes.
We'll have to do it.
We have to do the booth takes over Disney World.
How hard do you think it would be to have? How hard do you think it would be to record an episode in Mos Eisley Cantina in Disney World?
Very very difficult to record in the cantina itself. If we were like million subscribers, it might be a little bit easier because we could be like, hey Disney, you want to sponsor an episode? All you have to do is let us record in Mos Eisley's cantina, and that's about all we need. We don't need any money or anything. We'll just say we'll suck your dick. We'll do anything. Yeah.
That should be a goal.
And I will say they fucking stand up. They stand up. They are good. They're good. They are legit. They're good.
Okay.
Yes. They have community coffee there as well. So.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Oh, we can go quote unquote fishing there. I got fucking ripped off when we went fishing. Okay.
What? You can go.
So they have this little. They have this little. So the way that the resort works is that there's a river that goes through the resort, and it's called the Mississippi River. Okay, It makes it's a man-made river. It makes a giant bend. It's supposed to look like the Mississippi going through the French Quarter. Looks pretty cool. Okay, to put this into perspective, Port of Orleans French Quarter looks like a miniature version of the French Quarter. Okay, all the buildings are hotels, or the rooms itself. And then the Port of Orleans Riverside is supposed to look like a bunch of plantations. That are also just hotel rooms. Okay. Riverside's a little cheaper than. Well, I guess it depends upon what kind of room you're getting. Yeah. I digress. So, in this on Riverside, or at Riverside, I should say, there's a. By the way, it's about a 10-minute walk between the two different resorts. They're right next door to each other, but it's a little bit of a walk. There's a golf course there as well. Just by the way.
Dude, anyway, how hard do you think it would be to rent a plane for me and you, and we fly to Orlando?
I mean, you're the one that knows how to rent a plane.
Yeah, I will say that there's down for that.
I mean, I will say that if there's a really decently priced direct flight on Southwest from Austin to Orlando, that changes your mind a little bit. But
yeah, but I'm not gonna drive fucking 7 hours to you.
You don't have to. You can rent a plane and fly to Austin, and then we can fly to Orlando.
Wouldn't it make more sense for me to just fly to Orlando by myself, and then when we come back, I fly all the way to Austin?
And then that's when you move to Austin? Because I agree with that statement.
Surprise! It's my plane.
It's the Booth podcast plane.
Yeah, it's the Booth private plane.
Man. Anyways, so they're on the Riverside. Okay. At Riverside, there is this fishing.org thing. It's a fishing pier. Okay. They give you a cane pole with a fishing line off the end of it, a hook, and then you buy worms. Okay.
All the worms aren't actual worms.
No, they are actual worms, and everything is fine. They have to be some of the smartest goddamn fish I have ever seen. Yep. I am staring at a bluegill, dangling this worm in front of its face. Doesn't touch it. Doesn't touch it at all. Doesn't touch it at all. Doesn't touch it at all. All right, fine. You know what? I sit there 2 hours. We're doing this the morning of our flight. 2 hours. Our flight's a night flight, by the way. We ended up changing our flight. We came home a day early. Ended up being cheaper. Anyways, Mom has a ton of points with Southwest because every time you change your flight, you get more points because you're technically purchasing a new flight. So it's kind of like a broken system because you're just changing.
Then why wouldn't you just always have one going?
It's a good point. Well, because
we're gonna break the Southwest system.
No, I think they were running a special that they were allowing free changing of flights as coronavirus was coming into the United States.
Gotcha.
Because they understand that people needed to get places, you know. Anyways, 2 hours I sat there, beat down heat, jigging this real worm, real night crawler on a cane pole hook, or on a cane pole, jigging it in front of this bluegill's face. Okay.
I can tell that you're so pissed off about this fish.
We take the worm. It's time to go. I take the worm off my hook, and I throw it into the water, and that bluegill ate the worm.
That's good. That's really good.
So then I'm like, okay, so it is hungry. Still sitting there. So I grab another worm quickly. And I try to hook it to make it look like it doesn't have a hook in it. Meaning that instead of like bunching it up on the hook, I make sure that it's straight and long. And I'm like, okay. I drop it in the water. Goes back to not touching it. Would you believe me if I told you when we were actually leaving, I ripped that worm off the hook, threw it back in the water, and that bluegill ate it?
Yeah.
Because it did. It did.
That's a smart-ass fish.
I wanted to take an AK-47 and shoot every single fish in that goddamn pond.
I'm sure. Just throw some dynamite in there.
Smartest fucking fish I've ever seen. I think Disney trains the fish just as a money thing.
You think so? No. I mean, even better. They're robotic.
They're animatronic.
They're robotic fish. Yeah.
So they have metal detectors in them. If they detect the hook in the worm, they don't touch it.
Exactly.
But then whenever they see a worm that doesn't have a hook in it, they grab it. So the way it makes you think that you can still catch it.
Yeah.
I was not very fond of. I mean, it was funny.
So
we also got yelled. Oh, get this. There was an adult male in his early 30s, had to have been, fishing there by himself, yells at my entire family for being too loud.
Very professional.
Buddy, you're cane pole fishing at Disney World in a had to have been 10-yard by 5-yard squared off section of the river that is just stocked with fish.
Yeah.
Buddy, calm the fuck down.
Some people get really worked up over nonsense, and it's really entertaining for me, but I mean, never know. You know?
So I'm buying a boat.
Could I just build you one?
Well, you say that. Can you build me one? Okay. I would need it to be less than. I would need it to be $1,500 for just the hull, in order for that to be a more financially beneficial thing than buying the boat that I found.
I think legitimately I could do a 16-foot aluminum.
I can get a 19-foot aluminum for $13,000 with a fish finder, trolling motor, and a 60 horsepower outboard 4-stroke Mercury.
All right, so fuck my offer.
All brand new.
Cool.
I'm just saying.
No, it's fine.
Wait,
it's fine.
How long is it? How long? Because if it actually is 16 feet, Bass Tracker Classic XL. How do they make money off this? No one fucking knows. It
Here
is
we see Connor the ghost in his natural habitat. Oh, you see that? He's angry.
I'm gonna nut in your face. You know that?
The clicking of the lips. That's how you know he's hungry.
Okay, it's a 17-foot boat.
So you beat me by a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
All in $13,000 plus trailer, and the outboard and the steering. Like, I'm just gonna send you a link to this boat and how badly I fucking want this thing.
And here Connor drools over what he really thinks he wants.
Well, okay, let me put it to you this way,
Connor,
okay?
again, in his natural habitat, full ghost face, bleached white screen in front of him. He can't get his eyes off of this boat. It's the only thing he wants.
Hey, why don't you click that link and you open up Google Chrome? Let's see how you like it.
What do we got?
It says 10,000 there, but the 60 horsepower engine is a add-on, and then the $13,000 is assuming you add on the boat cover and title and tax.
I hate the position of that fourth seat in the back.
You can all take them off. The pole seat in the front and the back are removable. I would take them off and I would never run them because I don't like pole seats.
So without the motor, they want $1,300? Did I hear that correctly?
No. So what I was doing last night is I found that Academy sells an Alumacraft boat. Okay.
Dude, we can build a boat right here.
It's technically a.
Yeah, dude. Boat City, Bro Bridge. Let's do it.
Well, yeah, I know. I could buy one from the Bass Pro Shop in Round Rock. The only two options are the upgraded horsepower engine, the trailer brakes, and the boat cover. Can you tell that I've anyway? So the reason why I said 1,300 was because Academy sells an Alumacraft waterfowl, which is technically a duck boat, right? A duck hunting boat. It comes pre-wired, okay, but you can easily use it for bass fishing. There's a front deck, there's a rear deck, and there's a pocket in the middle. The sides aren't too tall, so you can even fish from there, okay? So it doesn't have the steering mechanism. You do have to get an outboard with the vroom vroom on it, right? But it's a $3,000 hull. It comes pre-wired with the electronics for a trolling motor, the lights, 2 batteries, and it comes with a bilge pump already installed into it. The only thing it doesn't come with is the trolling motor itself, the fish finder, and the outboard, and the trailer.
Okay.
So if I buy just the $3,000 hull, plus the outboard of the maximum you can legally put on there is 25 horsepower outboard motor.
Okay.
It's what it's rated for with the Coast Guard. So with a 25 horsepower Mercury engine.
25,000 horsepower engine. You heard it here first, folks. You can get a 25,000 horsepower motor on just a small 16-foot duck boat. Can you believe that? I mean, you don't even have to bring a gun with you. You just run over the ducks. Because, I mean, let's be honest. If you're going through the marsh like that fucking fast, because let's say, 120 at least on the water, you're going to jump off that fucking marsh. You're going to kill those birds. It's going to happen.
So anyway, with the 25 horsepower 4-stroke Merc, the maybe 2-stroke Merc, with the 4-stroke Merc, 2-stroke.
You're thinking about it too hard. Merc. Keep going.
25 horsepower Mercury engine.
25,000 horsepower engine.
Fish finder, trolling motor, trailer.
Mm-hmm.
All of that together came out to be around $9,500. Okay? Now, in my mind, why would I spend $9,500 to fish out of an aluminum duck boat, essentially, that doesn't have a steering wheel, that doesn't have, carpet? It's an aluminum body, so that shit gonna get hot. Doesn't have a carpet. Doesn't have a rod storage system. Doesn't have much storage. The only storage system that boat has at all is the shotgun locker. Okay? The Bass Tracker Classic XL, while not having the most storage for a bass boat, at least has... This, you know what the real kicker was, Matthew? This is the real kicker. So for $9,000, okay, I'm getting a build your own boat kit, essentially, right? The Bass Tracker still has a 9-gallon live well, and that's something.
Oh, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Have you ever set up a live well before? Because it's a pain in the ass.
I mean, I know how to do it.
It's not fun.
No.
It's not fun. Yeah. If you can get one that's already installed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest here, if I went with the waterfowl build-a-boat, I'd essentially just get a medium-sized ice chest and just put a bunch of bubblers in it and just call it a live well. And that's what I would
Yeah. I mean, that works too. But, setting up a legit live well fucking sucks. Not a fan.
Exactly. So in my mind, for $3,000 or $4,000 more, I can get a boat that has the carpet. That's a true bass boat. That has a steering wheel. That has literally over double the horsepower.
Yeah.
And has a live well. So that if whenever I
seems like a no-brainer to me.
So now I just got to get $13,000 and something to tow it with.
Well, I think my sister's buying that Xterra, so.
Well, I was gonna say that listing on Auto Trader just switched over to call for price. So I'm like, oh fucking god.
There you go. All right. Well, we're at 1 hour and 8. I don't have anything else.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. I was waiting on you.
Oh, so. I see. We should go eat dinner. Had a couple talks. It was good.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably just go eat whatever I can find in the pantry.
Well, that sounds like a plan. If you have made it this far in the podcast, thank you for listening to our bullshittery, because we really do appreciate it. Fun news, though. Next episode, potentially next 2. Probably next 2.
Probably next 2.
Probably next 2. Will be shot from Connor's house, which will be really fun because we'll actually be in person, and I'm going to throw shit at him during the podcast, and it'll be great.
And I can jerk him off during the podcast.
Oh, god damn it. So we just lost all of our viewers that made it this far. Thank you. And listeners. Congratulations. Is that the noise that I'm going to make? All right. That's that's enough of this podcast. Thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed, find us on Spotify, all the other bullshit. There's a link down below that you can find us on all platforms. So we're going to just cut Connor off while he's ahead before he makes too much of a fool of himself. And again, thank you for listening. Peace out.
Bye. Peace.